Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly VOC news, where we bring you the latest and the most significant news around Chinland this past week. My name is Elvin, and here are tonight's news headlines. An airstrike by the military near the India-Myanmar border in Hwangho-Ram region killed 7 civilians, including 6 children as young as 5 months old. An airstrike in Jindui town, Kampalat Township, killed 11 people, including 2 resistant members. In Falam, soldiers reportedly sexually assaulted and killed a 70-year-old woman. Now we'll bring you the news in detail. Airstrike kills 7 civilians, including 6 children. An airstrike carried out by the military targeted Ko Puichip village in Hwangho-Ram region, Falam Township, near the Indian-Myanmar border, killing 7 civilians, including 6 children, one of whom was only 5 months old. The attack occurred around 3 p.m. on May 1st when 2 500-pound bombs were dropped on a volleyball court and the surrounding areas in the village. Among the victims were 29-year-old Pu Lelnun Fela and his 3 children, Malsom Moya, 5, Lelhuab Zawa, 4, and Jedediah Leldu Saka, 3. Other victims included Lelrin Nunga, 10, Lershet Gima, 5, and 5-month-old Lelrin Zwala. Around 9 people were injured and at least 10 houses were destroyed. Kopwichip village is located approximately 20 miles from Rikodar, a border trade town between India and Myanmar. Local sources said there were no active clashes in the area and no resistant bases, indicating that civilians were directly targeted. Since capturing Falam, the military has continued to conduct frequent airstrikes in surrounding villages and has intensified aerial attacks in southern Chinland. Airstrikes in Jindui killed 11, including civilians and resistant members. In southern Chinland, an airstrike on Jindui town in Kamplet Township killed 11 people, including 2 resistant fighters. Around 10:15 a.m. on April 29, a jet fighter from the Da'u Air Base dropped 2 300-pound bombs on a bridge crossing the Mon Creek near Jindui. 9 civilians, 8 men, and 1 woman were repairing the bridge were killed and 4 others were injured. The attack also destroyed 1 excavator, 1 Dayan vehicle, and 4 motorcycles. A second airstrike on April 30th around 12:30 p.m. targeted the same area, killing 2 members of the CDF Kampalet. Resistance groups have urged civilians to prepare bomb shelters and trenches near homes and shops due to ongoing daily airstrikes. Elderly woman was raped and killed in Falam. In Tanghir village near Falam, soldiers reportedly raped and killed a 70-year-old woman who had remained in the village. The incident occurred on April 26 when troops entered the village located about 7 miles from Falam along the Falam-Hakka road. According to villagers, the woman was raped inside her home and then shot in the forehead. Relatives and villagers only discovered her body on April 29th after initially hearing her screams but being unable to approach due to the presence of soldiers. Witnesses said evidence indicated sexual assault prior to her death. Soldiers reportedly attempted to burn down the house after the killing, but the fire did not fully destroy the structure. The military had recaptured Falam on April 25th after nearly 7 months of offensive operations following a year of resistant control. Fighting continues as military forces attempt to secure the Falam-Hakka road. A teenage girl was killed in a drone and artillery attack. A 17-year-old girl from Tlandron village was killed by artillery and drone strikes as military forces advanced from Falam toward Hakka. The attack occurred around 10 a.m. on April 30th, targeting civilians who had fled into nearby forest areas. The victim was identified as Mai Ngun Nin Diel. Military column of around 400 troops have reportedly burned homes in both new and old sections of Tlandron village. Residents from nearby villages, including Lungpi, Lungrang, Tanhir, Rialti, Tal, and Tangzar, have fled into forests for safety. Clashes continue between military forces and Chin resistant forces along the Falam Hakka road. Aung San Suu Kyi reportedly moved to a residence. The military government announced on April 30th that Aung San Suu Kyi has been transferred from prison to a designated residence. The move was said to mark the full moon day of Kasong and was made under Section 401/1 of the Criminal Procedure Code, allowing her to serve the remainder of her sentence under house arrest. However, despite releasing a photo, doubts remain about her condition and whether she is alive, with calls for verifiable proof. Her son, Kim Aris, has requested confirmation of her well being and asked for permission to meet her. She has been detained since February 1st, 2021, and sentenced to a total of 33 years in prison on multiple charges. Although partial sentence reductions were granted during recent amnesties, her current location has not been disclosed. EU extends sanctions on Myanmar. The European Union has extended its sanctions on Myanmar for another 12 months until April 30th, 2027. In a statement released on April 27th, the EU cited ongoing human rights violations and actions undermining democracy as reasons for the extension. Currently, sanctions target 105 individuals and 22 entities linked to the military. The EU also reiterated its condemnation of the 2021 coup and called for an end to violence and the release of all detainees. It stated that future sanctions will continue to target responsible individuals while minimizing harm to civilians. Over 70 children killed in 2026, AAPP. According to the Assistant Association for Political Prisoners, AAPP, more than 70 children under the age of 18 have been killed in Myanmar so far in 2026. Between January 1st and April 28th, a total of 71 children, 33 girls, and 38 boys, including a 2-month-old infant, were confirmed dead. Of these, 45 were killed by airstrikes. Bago region recorded the highest number of child fatalities with 23 deaths. Since the 2021 coup, over 8,000 civilians and pro-democracy activists have been killed. Additionally, more than 30,915 people have been arrested, with 14,173 still in detention. That concludes our news for this week. Thank you for listening to VOC and have a great week. Goodbye.